All right, folks, I don't know if you heard, but there was an election on Tuesday that did not go as I expected, at all. So I did feel confident that Harris is going to win. I thought, it might be close. I thought that she could do really well. I never could have dreamed that she would lose the popular vote. I would have bet my fucking house that she got the popular vote. Not only has it looks like she's going to lose the popular vote by quite a bit, she lost every swing state. Every goddamn one of them. It was a fucking massacre. And I'll go to Jon first. What was your reaction upon realizing this probably late into Tuesday night?
It was really weird because we were doing the live stream, and when we ended at what
10:35, 10:40,
it was like, okay, we feel like this is going to take into the morning, and then not 30 minutes after that, it was just very quickly downhill.
Yep.
And it was just a clusterfuck. I couldn't believe it, how quickly it was just, and I remember I was comparing it to 2016 and my feelings of 2016. And I remember my feelings of 2016 just being dumbfounded, being how could this have happened? How can this actually be our reality? And unfortunately, that was less my feeling this time around than it was just, oh shit, I so much hate that I was right about the failings of the Harris campaign and Democrats over 4 years. And I just was like, I really, really hope that that's the only thing I'm right about, and that I'm not right about what Trump might be about to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because fuck, we could be in for some trouble. And the fact that he's going to have the trifecta is staggeringly devastating. It's hard to even fathom the full enormity of what that could mean.
Yeah.
And we just kind of have to hope and pray that our institutions hold, and that not too many people are seriously hurt or killed. I don't we have to hope that there isn't a global war. It could go really bad. And we just kind of have to hope we get 2016 to 2020, but maybe a little worse is I think our best hope. But Liz, what are you feeling?
Oh man, I have a lot of feelings. I don't know. I'm gonna put the tinfoil hat on for a little bit and say that I'm interested in the legitimacy of winning by that much of a margin, but also, that could just be me being in denial of because I like you, TJ. I really thought for sure she was gonna win. And yeah, looking back, I can look at the failures of the Democratic campaign. But I also think, I think 3 months is a short time to try and pull off something like that. I think there were a lot of different things that she could have done. But I also think that I also feel, I don't know, a little bit naive even being surprised, right? Because I know how much of a deeply racist and sexist nation that we live in. And, I'm concerned about where things are going to go from here. My hope is that he'll be a 4-year president, that he's not going to be able to do a lot of the things that he said that he's going to do. But my fear, my worst case fear, is that something happens and Vance ends up in the Oval Office as the president of the United States. That scares me. That scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah, Trump dying and Vance coming president, it's not an insane conclusion to come to. Trump is 78 and he doesn't look like a good 78. I mean, he's him. What actually also worse that if Trump kicks it at 80 years old or something, that it's going to be slated as a deep state conspiracy to get rid of Trump. He will be a martyr for the next 150 years. They're gonna. I mean, it doesn't matter how Trump dies; he's going to be put up there as a martyr of some sort. I understand the feelings a lot of people have. A lot of folks. I saw a David Pakman video, out of random, and he said that he lost 500 subscribers or something. And I was talking to Tennessee Brando, and he said he talked to a lot of creators that a lot of people have unsubscribed from political content because of the despair and the sadness that they're feeling right now. And here's to that. The first thing I think is that I get it. I understand that. Second, you guys will be back. You will. Like, you guys, like, if you guys are like, because I felt for like 10 minutes, something I feel every now and then, like, even when not in times like these, like, man, why do I waste my time doing this? Like, what am I doing here? I'm just trying to tell these people about marginal tax rates and stuff, and they're basically saying that, you know, Brondo has what plants crave. That's the people I'm talking to and everything. It's just, it seems like a waste of time. But, you know, what I like to say in times like these is that it's okay to be discouraged. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be in your feelings. It's okay to be scared. It is not okay to stay that way. That's the best way that I can put this. That on Tuesday morning, when I woke up, I said, all right, we've got an election tonight. If Donald Trump loses this election on Wednesday, I'm going to say, hey, that was great. And I'm going to get up, go to work, and start spreading leftist agitprop. If Donald Trump wins the election, I'm like, okay, that sucks. I'm going to get up, go to work, and start spreading leftist agitprop. The job never ends. It doesn't change. What does change is how difficult it is. But I've seen some people saying this too, that, you know, hey, I'm just so discouraged now. I'm really scared about how things are going to turn out. And I don't think that there's any salvaging here. I'm going to leave the country. I had the means to do so. I'm going to move somewhere else. And I don't fault them. You know, I don't blame you at all for wanting to leave the country. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not. Like, this is my home. This is my country. I was born here. My family and friends are here. All my memories are here. I love this country. And I'm not going to let it go without a fight. I'm going to sit here and do my best to fight it, to make this world a better place for me, my friends, my loved ones, people I don't even know. And that's the attitude I'm putting forth on this. I understand the feelings and the, you know, depression and the anxiety and the apprehension, but I don't see what good is done by focusing on that. Because, like, that's your step one. What is your step two? Step one, not interested in. I'm interested in the step two. How do you feel about this, John?
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear you say that. It was something I have been feeling today specifically, and you put some pep in the step there, TJ, because you're exactly correct. On Tuesday night and even much of yesterday, I was like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to make content again, because it wasn't even like I knew I was going to. I wasn't like considering hanging it up, but I was like, I couldn't sit long enough with a single thought to write out a video and make it not just an incoherent ramble, because that's all my mind was doing. And today I woke up different. I woke up energized, and I'm ready to do this thing. And here's the thing. There have been a lot of very bad takes about why Kamala lost this election that we are going to get to. But I think one of the most important takes that are correct, one that I am very encouraged that I continue to see, is that the Democrats have lost the information war. And this, if you are a regular viewer of this show, is not something that should be new to you. When we originally started this show, the stated goal was to try and build the left-wing Daily Wire. Like that was my intention, because it is lacking from the left. We don't have that sort of infrastructure. We do not have that sort of funding. We do not have that sort of organization. And a lot of that is because the Democratic Party has ignored, and I don't mean to like be like me, because I know that I'm still relative small fry, but like they've had opportunity to put together a coalition of an independent media, of people who have parasocial relationships with their audiences that can actually move the needle. And they haven't done that. Not only have they not built it themselves, but they've lost independents like Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan was a fucking Bernie endorser and Andrew Yang guy back in 2020. And they completely lost him in the last 4 years because they've ignored that. Kamala literally decided to not take the interview opportunity. And I keep seeing that repeated in the mainstream in a very similar way to how I saw when Biden had the debate, and I saw the mainstream kind of repeating, hey, maybe he should drop out. And I fucking latched onto that. It energized me. I know a lot of us did the same thing, and we went after it and after it, and it actually worked. And I think that if we can hold message discipline on that, we might see some change in the left-wing media landscape. Might not be us, who knows, but we need to really all be pulling together right now. I feel a less like what I'm doing is an artistic outlet, and more like what I'm doing needs to be a concerted effort to organize and move people. And I don't know how. I don't think it's going to change. I think it's only going to deepen over the next 4 years. Liz, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's a lot of talk of what do we do now. We talk about build community, but realistically, what does that look like to a lot of people? And something like this is, I think, a really good place to start. I saw a video, I actually tagged you guys in it earlier, just before I hopped on, of another creator saying, it was like 5 minutes before we hopped on.
I didn't see that.
You might have already been on. I think I was a few minutes late. But it was another creator saying, it was like, leftist dudes, now might be the time to start that podcast. Because, yeah, it's, I don't know. I think a lot of people were surprised at the Gen Z voter turnout, especially the male Gen Z voter turnout, but I'm not surprised at that. That was the one that I was expecting not to go the way that people were anticipating. Because there has just been such an increase in yeah, where even the former moderates like Joe Rogan now, just there's a lot of just a steady stream of misogynistic content on at least the guests, that he puts on there and platforms, and it has been so normalized. And just like I don't know, I've blocked a bunch of people in the last couple of days talking about own the libs and I love to see your tears and things like that. Like, it's very, I don't know, we have this culture of what's the word? It's like the debate culture, but that's not the word that I'm looking for. But a very reactive culture that almost delights in seeing other people miserable or owned, or I don't know, held accountable. I don't really know how much accountability can be held on the internet, but anyway, tie that all back to, I think it is a good way to organize, right? People are on their phones. They are listening to something. Why couldn't it be you guys? Why couldn't it be dudes who are willing to meet people where they're at? Especially men. A lot of these dudes, they're not listening to women anyway. So there are a lot of podcasters that I particularly love who are women, but their audience is mostly women.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, John and I, every time we have guys on that are, traditionally masculine anyway, we bring this up all the time, that it is so important to do this. And it's unfortunate that it comes to that, but look, we got to operate in the real world. Like, do you guys want to win elections or not? And some things might seem like, for example, with the Joe Rogan thing, we swear we're going to talk Joe Rogan the whole show, but we're no fans of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is an idiot moron who has, he started off like benign, just a regular ass shithead comedian who would have other comedians on, and he had like weird conspiracy theorists on talking about, ancient aliens and stuff. And when COVID hit, though, he was one of the folks that bought fully, because he was already, conspiracy minded, bought into the COVID shit and fell into the right wing ecosphere. And he's really never escaped it ever since. And that now he buys into every insane conspiracy they have. But John and I said that Harris made a mistake by not going up. This is before the election. We said that she should go on Rogan's show because, look, you're not going to win over most Rogan voters a couple weeks before the election. We knew that. But it's millions of dollars of free advertisement. Joe Rogan is not. She went on Fox News. Joe Rogan is not going to be a more antagonistic interview than Fox News. And the reaching the young men thing, it has to happen. Like, it has to. Like, because if we're just gonna, it's kind of like how we talk about when you have real news articles that come out from reputable organizations, you click it and there's a paywall behind it. You will never see a paywall behind the Daily Wire. You'll never see a paywall behind townhall.com or any right-wing conspiracy shit. Building a media like that, and the Republicans embrace it. The Republicans dive right in. Like, you had Donald Trump going, not just on normal podcasts like Joe Rogan. He was showing up on Aiden Ross, just like the most but this works. It works. And Democrats they're kind of stuck in 1998. It's like, oh, I really need to get on with CNBC and the Wall Street Journal. That's what's going to get the votes. Apparently not. Like, apparently not. You got to wake up and realize what year it is.
Thank you. You have made it to the end of this episode. We thank you very, very much. And if you donated any money to those loser fucking Democrats, well, you know a better place to put it. Give it to people like us. We're totally unbiased in saying that that is the way we are going to win in 2028. Anyway, we always have wonderful guests on this show. Liz has been a repeat guest. She has told you guys where to find her before, but if you haven't watched those episodes, Liz, where can people find you?
You can find me on all the platforms at Allboutliz. That's ALLBOUTLIZ. Not all about Allboutliz. That's my favorite tag from the gaming days.
Love it so much. Thank you, folks. We really appreciate Liz. Really appreciate all you guys watching. And like John said, I mean, Mark Cuban, George Soros, DCCC, anybody. So send the cash our way. We will make better use of it than anyone else you did in the past. And we'll see what we can do. Catch you guys later.